Howdy, Aaron. I thought I would make you a functional tour of the sewing room. So, I have this countertop area, which isn't really very big, but I use it as a cutting table sometimes. Like I said, it's not very big, but if you make it so fabric can fall down the back, it gets pretty flexible. Then I never got around to cutting it off where that blue tape is, so it's just that long with, of course, a bunch of shit on there. That's another cutting area where I use my rotary cutter, which is really only good for straight lines, but it's really good for straight lines. So I have that. I realize this is probably a lot more square footage than you might have, but you get the same thing from a folding table. You want a really sturdy folding table. Under this pile of scraps, I've got a serger. I don't use him much because he scares me. But my sewing table is really very small. It's just this, I don't know, 3 foot by 2 foot. It's from the Linneman series at IKEA. That is my sewing machine, which you should just be eternally jealous of. But I hope you looked into that Bernina that I found on Craigslist up there, because that's like the most desirable Bernina. Even at $300, go get that. Serviced and brought up to 100%, and it will last you a lifetime. So these drawers are at IKEA. They're called Alex, but they're really very handy. I never fill them up. I keep them pretty organized. My thread. Anyway, but that's things like $100 at IKEA. That's my trash can, and that's my sewing basket, and this is a whole bunch of crap. More drawers. I got all this stuff from the neighbor when he was demolishing somebody's kitchen. It was great. I have my little ironing board that usually just lives up against this wall. I've got one set of shelves from IKEA. These things cost about $30 for the whole damn thing. Very handy. It keeps pretty much everything I need. And of course I have a couch and a TV because I'm a spoiled brat. But anyway, that's the basic setup. Is you need space to cut and lay out patterns. You can do that on your dining room table. A little bit to sew on, which you could also do on your dining room table, especially with a smaller machine than this, because this machine is kind of enormous and it weighs a ton. But in the past, with regular machines, I've even sewn in bed because I'm just really dedicated to coziness. Yeah, so you really don't need much for a sewing space, and it can all double dip with other purposes. Dining room table is probably fine. Anyway, I love you. Bye.